A new social order.
Before the market revolution, America consisted of about 5 different social classes. The wealthy elite, middling sort, artisans, laboring poor, and slaves were known as the classes of natural social order. Most people were fixed into one of the 5 classes when they were born. After the market revolution, the regular social order was eliminated and created a generic upper, middle, and lower class. The upper class demonstrated a distinct superiority over others. The middle class downgraded many artisans but upgraded some too. This class also pushed more farmers up into more respected white-collar jobs. The lower class saw little superiority and generally worked most of their lives. At this time, new religions that stressed individualism and self-discipline also emerged. Evangelicalism became the religion of the middle class and factored ideas on achievement for self-character. Charles Finney, in particular, held revival meetings to promote this religion successfully, reaching rich and the poor.
The new social order also produced a new middle-class family. Men were expected to be steady, attentive, and responsible for their family's income. They were rarely home and spent most of their time on business work. Women in the household were projected to be nurturing, gentle, and devoted to their family and kids. They operated within the woman's sphere of the house, meaning they generally spent their time cooking and cleaning. One important woman at the time, Catherine Beecher, created the Treatise on Domestic Economy that became the standard magazine for women to rely on for help in the household. Another important idea in the 19th century was family limitation. Middle-class couples now chose to have fewer kids than their predecessors, and kids were now being raised to succeed in the class they were born into. This required specific care, training, and education. The decrease in family size was a result of the Industrial Revolution, a prime example of how economic changes can affect personal decisions.
Motherhood in the 19th century introduced new responsibilities towards children and redefined the woman's role. Boys were taught farming skills, and girls were taught domestic skills like their mothers. At this time, the mother's role became just as important as the father's in the house. They helped to shape their children's characters, and their success was based on family strategy. They created an individualistic trait in their children that would produce a new generation of individualism. In the middle class, sentimentalism was also a vital idea for women. It put an emphasis on sincerity and feeling in religion. Women turned to a new literary form, sentimental novel. 80% of the novels were written by women, which in the beginning sprang from abundance of fear and by the end became the rigid code of etiquette. On the other hand, transcendentalism became the norm for men. It was a romantic philosophical theory claiming that there was an ideal, intuitive reality transcending ordinary life. Henry David Thoreau published this idea to help men feel comfortable about public assertions.